What's up, Taiwan? I'm Ethan Liu with 10 minutes of news from here in Taiwan and around the world. With just months to go before Taiwan's presidential election, Kuomintang candidate Hou You-yi is looking for support among expats and officials in the United States. John Van Trist has this story.
Taiwanese expats and Taiwanese Americans came from across New York to see the man they hope will be Taiwan's next president. Hou You-yi is in the middle of a week-long U.S. trip, largely focused on meeting officials and policymakers. But over the weekend, he turned his attention to these potential voters. His message was one of de-escalation with China. Beijing claims Taiwan as part of its territory, to take by force if necessary, while Taiwan's ruling Democratic Progressive Party says the two are separate countries. After 8 years of DPP government, relations are at a low point. Hou's Kuomintang says it wants to turn things around.
全世界的领导人有一个责任，就是避战，不能引发战争，对不对？就是避战。我们要让我们的孩子们远离战场。
The event was also a chance for local politicians to woo the Taiwanese American vote.
I will commit to you that we will remain partners with Taiwan and the Taiwanese American community.
Hou's now in Washington for meetings with Congress members and more canvassing. He's met with the chair of the American Institute in Taiwan, who's promised unwavering U.S. support for Taiwan. Hou says he hopes Taiwan-U.S. friendship will deepen, using Taiwan's official name.
也期待在美国大力的协助支持底下，我们的友谊更加深厚，让我们的实力可以确保和平，让中美关系、中华民国跟美国的关系能够深化，让台美之间的友谊不要重断。
Up next on Hou's itinerary is San Francisco and meetings with tech leaders. But with less than 4 months left until Election Day, he's also trying to court every voter he can along the way. Joseph Wu and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.
Meanwhile, the other presidential contenders were also campaigning over the weekend, making appearances at local temples. With the KMT's Hou in the U.S., Ke Wen-je from the Taiwan People's Party kept quiet about whether he has plans for a similar trip.
有在顾访美的计划吗？
Meanwhile, ruling party contender Lai Ching-te focused on his plans for dealing with natural disasters. The country saw 3 typhoons recently with heavy rains triggering flooding in many areas.
我全面彻底检讨咱每一个县市目前防灾标准设一个平台，中央和地方政府安尼来检讨。
Taiwan's defense ministry says over 100 Chinese military planes were spotted operating around the country between Sunday and Monday. 40 of those planes breached the country's Air Defense Identification Zone, or ADIZ. This area is used by the military as a defensive buffer, and it is not the country's airspace. The group included 36 fighter jets, along with 2 radar and 2 aerial refueling planes. China recently wrapped up large-scale naval exercises east of Taiwan, which were led by its first domestically built aircraft carrier, the Shandong. Taipei is hosting the top judges from 66 countries for their annual conference. Our reporter Joyce Zhen was there as they celebrated a special occasion.
One of the largest gatherings of the world's judges is in Taipei for their annual meeting. And on the agenda is how judicial power should be adapting to a changing world, with things like work from home and also changing data protection laws. Now, this isn't the first time for Taiwan to be hosting the group. That meeting came over 2 decades ago, where they also passed a landmark unanimous decision to adopt their universal charter to safeguard the independence of judicial power, separate from the other branches of government.
President Taiwan to speak to us. Madam President, good morning.
And this year in Taipei, another milestone is being celebrated, the association's 70th anniversary. Taiwan's President Tsai Ing-wen is here, who also studied law. And the occasion's guest speaker is Morris Chang, the founder of world-famous chipmaker TSMC.
Chips manufacturing is a crucial industry. It is also the only crucial industry where Taiwan has a leadership position in global competition. Taiwan needs to defend its leadership position.
As to why Dr. Zhang was selected to address the judges, the Secretary General of Taiwan's Judicial Association told me that there's no better person to showcase Taiwan's international importance and contributions. In both business and law, Taiwan's democratic values are on display. And that principle of freedom is exactly what these judges are trying to secure in the decisions that they make. Howard Zhang and Joyce Sen in Taipei for TaiwanPlus.
Police in the central county of Nantou raided a tea garden suspected of hiring undocumented migrant workers. 2 people were seriously injured as they jumped off a cliff to avoid arrest. Bing Wang reports.
Police raided tea plantation in central Taiwan suspected of hiring undocumented migrant workers. 3 of the workers were captured on film running from the authorities. 2 of the 3 were severely injured after jumping 60 meters off a cliff. The 3rd worker is still on the run.
那目前该3名移工为何逃逸，是否涉及不法，检方将深入调查厘清案情。
According to government statistics, there are some 700,000 migrant workers in Taiwan. 50,000 are estimated to be undocumented. Many have either left previous employers or have overstayed their work visas. Essential to the economy, migrant workers do jobs in family care, the fishing industry, and in factories. They work for lower salaries and often under harsh conditions. Police commonly raid places believed to be hiring undocumented workers, leaving them with a constant fear of deportation. But many take the risk not just to escape poor treatment by previous employers, but also the high fees they must pay to job brokers.
They have no other choice. Or maybe the transfer period is short and there's no jobs. Also, there are multiple reasons to force them they don't have other choice but to run away because they still want to have a job, to have a salary, and to feed their families.
Recent demonstrations in Taipei have called attention to the plight of migrant workers, asking for officials to improve the conditions of their employment. Until that's resolved, activists say Taiwan may face a decline in a vital section of its labor force. Alex Chen and Bing Wang for TaiwanPlus.
The ongoing controversy over egg imports is proving hard to crack. The Ministry of Agriculture says it will inspect over 4,000 Brazilian egg products in case of misprinted expiry dates. 54 million imported eggs will also be destroyed. The awarding of government contracts to help boost Taiwan's egg supply has had opposition parties crying foul. There was further confusion over whether the Agriculture Minister Chen Ji-zhong had stepped down to take responsibility. The cabinet later clarified he had apologized but not resigned over the matter. A Taiwanese gymnast has taken home a gold medal at the Gymnastics Federation World Challenge Cup in Paris. Tang Chia-hung scored 14.95 points at the event. Tang also participated in the World Challenge Cup in Turkey earlier this year. His victory in Paris marks a return to form as Tang tore his Achilles tendon in February. He won gold in the same event at the 2018 Asian Games in Jakarta, but despite his win in Paris, Tang will not be attending the upcoming Hangzhou Asian Games. Taiwan has advanced to the Women's Baseball World Cup's finals. The team finished second in the competition's group stage behind Japan. They clinched their spot after beating France 15-5 on Sunday. Taiwan held a 4-win, 1-loss record at the competition, losing only to first-place Japan. The team will head to Canada in 2024 and compete against 5 other countries for the gold medal. Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, we leave you with images of Arabian horse racing in northeastern Syria. I'm Ethan Liu. Take care, and I'll see you next time.
For more stories from Taiwan and around the world, download the TaiwanPlus app.